And I can tell you that there was bumper harvest in that area. While the in-kind food assistance was going on, the farming activities was also going on. But of course, it's still in the small scale because you don't have access to quite a lot of farmlands. In Poka, likewise, which is also within the Gusau axis. In Michika, in Adamawa states. In Isge, which is also, right deep down there we have a lot of community people there. In fact, the history of the people of Isge is quite interesting to me because the hunters there, they are doing a yeoman's job. They liberated themselves. They continue to provide security for themselves, while the military also provides some outer perimeter cover for them. So you have a large expanse of land available for farming. It's one of the biggest farming areas in Borno State. So a lot of these places are enjoying some farming activities, but it's not yet time to say Uhuru. It's still a long journey for us. But I can say we've moved away from, where we were in 2016.
Okay. Okay, let's stay on what you're talking about now. Mr. Gusau said we have about 60 to 70% rebuilding of bricks and mortar, but psychological rehabilitation is also very key. What is being done in that area?
Okay, thank you. That's also a very important question. There are a lot of actors right now. I think as at the last count, it's about 68 NGOs, both international and local NGOs, and of course the UN agencies. You have organizations who are specialists in psychosocial support in all aspects of it. So you have counseling going on. You have quite a lot of activities targeted at pregnant women, targeted at women, targeted at gender-based violence, targeted at different strata of the society. So you have UNHCR also involved in that. You have IOM involved in that as well. You have, I think, ICRC as well. There are quite a number of international NGOs. My organization is also involved in psychosocial support across the length and breadth of locations where we have operational bases. So there is psychosocial activity going on. It's there to help quite a lot of the victims to first take care of the trauma, the initial trauma. Then, of course, you talk about the long-term effect of their life. Then, of course, you also go into what you call the sustainable livelihood activities, where they are also engaged so that they take away the consistent thoughts of whatever they've gone through. And I can tell you, I didn't go through any Boko Haram incident apart from the once in a while attacks. You'll probably be involved, maybe you are at that location and something happened. Of course, the military is always there to provide a security cover for many of us. But I can tell you that it's a harrowing experience, and for many of the victims, I can tell you a lot of assistance is going on. International Rescue Committee is there also to provide those. They are providing those psychosocial activities. So there's a whole lot. UNICEF is also working on the adolescents right now. It's a new program where adolescents are targeted, children between the age 12 to 19 are targeted. So there's a whole lot going on. But like I still said, a lot of these are still at the emergency level. I think by the time we get to June of 2018, we'll probably be moving away from the emergency and probably begin to create a nexus between the humanitarian emergency and, of course, the developmental aspect, which is a longer-term aspect of these interventions.
Okay, Mr. Gusau, the International Organization for Migration put a figure to the number of people who are affected in Borno State, particularly about 1.4 million people, and of course women and children. And then the issue of malnutrition really came to the fore. How is this being addressed?
Well, I think Mr. Emeka has virtually told you all that you need to know. But I would add that a special center was established dedicated to children. It was done in collaboration, between the Borno State government and the UNICEF in particular. It is somewhere within the Bulunkutu axis. It was established, and the focus is actually on malnutrition. You might recall, like I did say in one of my appearances on channels in 2016, that the whole issue of this malnutrition, I think it was even the governor of Borno State that brought it, to the fore. Because I remembered that he was in Burma in June, courtesy of a report he got through an NGO, that there was a problem of malnutrition, and he went there. He personally supervised the evacuation of 600 in the first instance, and then secondly, he went back and got out another 1,000 people. We worked with the UN OCHA. A particular facility was developed. Some of those that had acute malnutrition were taken to the hospital, and then luckily, I think we didn't record too many casualties. About 4 people died. Painful as as it was, but probably we would see, thank God, that it wasn't beyond that. So I would say that is being contained, but like the military is still carrying out operation, and virtually every day there are always rescues. People are being liberated, and then when these liberations take place, you are bound to find cases of malnutrition, because one of the strategies of the military is to cut food supplies, to hideouts of the Boko Haram, cut food, cut of their weapons, and cut their access to petrol, to cut down their transport. So if Boko Haram lacks food, you can imagine that those that they trap or even keep in their hideouts are not likely to have access to food. So these are the occasions. Anytime there are rescues by the military, you are likely to have cases of malnutrition. But I would say that the World Food Program, has been extremely supportive. Like he said, there are different varieties of support for malnutrition, and that is being responded to as soon as fresh rescues are made.
Okay, let me go to Mr. Osaemeka. There's been a whole lot of support, from NEMA to SEMA to Red Cross, other development partners. What more do you think can be done to accelerate this progress of rebuilding?
I mean, absolutely, you're right. There's been a tremendous support, but the truth is, we haven't even scratched the surface. Okay. When it comes to what the enormity of what is on ground.
Osaemeka,
I'll tell you clearly.
Hold your thoughts, please.
There are different stages.
Okay, just hold your thoughts. We'll be back for you to conclude on that. We'll just take this quick break.